Hello again, it's chapter 15 and the title is Home. The squirrel crouched at the bottom of the oak tree, its muscles twitching as if it might race back up into the leaves any second. Ranger sniffed the air. He smelled squirrel. He smelled the fresh grass and gasoline twang of Dad's lawnmower. He smelled Luke and Sadie and pizza. And somewhere, still buried in the garden dirt, a bone from a long ago steak. The squirrel twitched again. Instead of running up the tree, it took off toward the picnic table. And before Ranger could even think, he was chasing it. Legs flying behind him, ears perked up, nose sniffing ahead of him. Squirrel! They raced 3 times around the picnic table, through Mom's flowers, across the garden, and then zip! The squirrel raced up the oak tree and vanished into the shaking leaves above. Poor Ranger, another one got away. Want a treat, boy? Ranger turned and saw Luke open the kitchen door. He bent down and held out his hand with a half slice of bacon in his open palm. Ranger rushed up to him panting and gobbled it up. Bacon! Home bacon! Ranger followed Luke inside into the muddy room, still licking grease from his muzzle. What's that? Luke reached for the first aid kit that hung around Ranger's neck. Ranger stood still while Luke lifted the strap and studied the rusty tin box. Then he noticed the quilt square and slipped it from under Ranger's collar. Did you dig all this up in the garden? That's pretty cool. Let's show Mom. He started to walk off. Without thinking, Ranger barked. Luke turned his eyes wide. What? Ranger trotted up to Luke and carefully took the leather strap and quilt square in his teeth. He tugged until Luke let it go. Okay, fine, you found the stuff. It's all yours. What you gonna do with it? Ranger carried it to his dog bed. Luke laughed. I guess that's a good place to keep your treasures. Good job. You're a good boy, Ranger. He scratched Ranger's ear. Ranger leaned in and wagged his tail. He'd waited so long to hear those words. When Luke left, Ranger settled into his dog bed. He was tired. But before he went to sleep, he nuzzled the first aid kit. It was quiet now. The humming had stopped. Ranger poked at the kit with his nose until it was tucked into the folds of his blanket. Then he curled up and gave the quilt square a good long sniff. Sam's scent still clung to the fabric. Ranger could smell Ma, too. Her mix of wildflowers and worry, and Lizzie and Amelia, and trail bacon and oxen. But mostly Sam. Somehow Ranger knew Sam was home now, too. That's the end of chapter 15, and the next part I'll read for you tomorrow is the author's note, which is a little bit of information about the history of this book. Have a good day.